Sean, welcome to the stream, sir. Middle G made some SLKR progress. I think a lot of people have in the past few days. Jason's son, what's up, man? Chocolate Sunday, how we doing? All right, my guild is. Unfortunately, we didn't have as many people join, so we got paired up with a guild who's well below us. I think our one guy's Leia's just gonna stop everybody. Make sure you guys like the stream. Also, fun fact, so I probably won't be streaming this next Grand Arena, only because this is what my opponent looks like for the next round at 13 million. So yeah, I just don't even think, I don't even know with my entire roster if I could beat this guy. Like I don't know with my entire roster on offense, if he just set his normal defense, I don't know that I could beat him. Like this guy's just got so much crap in here. It's unbelievable. Give me 1 second. Dobby, stop, get away from, no. Sorry guys, my cat was messing with my Ohio State flag. We don't do that. Yeah, like this, it's insane. I mean, I guess this guy just doesn't, play GAC as much, but yeah, that account is nuts. And he, there's nobody else with anything close to him in my bracket. Bryce, glad you're enjoying the content, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, guys, we'll get started here. We'll do some roster reviews. We've got a lot to kind of. It's been a little bit. Just had a lot going on in life. Being away for vacation, just kind of preparing for other stuff. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind of activity. So we'll get right into it here. Let's get into. I think I saw Middle G popped his account in here first. I really need to get better at doing my control C. Oops. I really need to get better at doing my control C's. There we go. All right, middle. So what's the, so are we, this, I think are you, so we're going for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And we did not buy the packs. So you're doing this the hard way. Doing it the hard way. I mean, I respect it, right? I respect the grind. So we need relics here, here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're not horridly, doing anything wrong, right? You've got the right Zetas on the right tune so far. The only thing I would say that could really put a hamper on things is your ships. So you've got to get these things done. You can't be slacking on your ships. So you have a lot of gear 12 in here. You've got 3 relics, which is great, but you have no progress. You need to get this. This is good. You need this guy done, this guy done, this guy done, this. You need the Xanadu blood. So make sure you're focusing on the ships you need to get finalized. You also need Kylo's shuttle as well. So, I would definitely prioritize those ships. Because a lot of players who've bought the hyperdrive or lightspeed bundles have found themselves in a situation where they now have all these first order characters, but they didn't have any of the ships. So you can almost capitalize on those players who, like, they're not going to get Kylo in the time that you potentially can if you're just going for those ships. So make those ships a priority. That's going to be even more. I'd focus more of your stuff into ships right now, because I think the gear is going to come pretty naturally for you. But you definitely need those ships. You want me to check your mods? I'll check. We'll go to Kylo Unmasked because he's relic. So you just went all... Okay, so protection. Yeah, so... So here's the thing. His unique is all about health. So you want more health than protection on him. And... like the speed, like you're getting almost all of your speed is coming from your arrow here. I would, yeah, like this mod and this mod are not really worth keeping. I would get ones that have speed secondaries on them, and I would replace this with like a health primary, but I'd focus more on health for him. I like health a lot more on him. Let's go to Sith Trooper here. So, yeah, so like don't worry about upgrading this mod. There's no speed. That's okay. He doesn't really need crit chances much because he has advantage so often. So I would try to get some like offense or critical damage mods on him. And then we'll go to let's go to Vader. Yeah, so I mean your mods are I was wondering at this, like your mods are kind of almost too new. Like this I would take off of Hux and I'd move it to Sith Trooper. Hux doesn't need offense. Yeah, like yeah. You definitely need some work on mods. You need a lot more speed on these guys. And you definitely need more speed. Because those guys, they need speed on them. Yeah, so that's okay. I mean, but you're missing, like, that's okay, but you're missing speed on a lot of these, man. You're missing speed. So that would be a big focus for your mods. It's just you got to start getting some speed on them. All right, so Dank Ideals with the 199. Dank, my friend, thank you so much. Last time I had not started my GL farm. Let's take a look, Dank. Let's see what we got cracking here, man. Last time you had not started your GL farm. Okay, so I see JML. Wow. Okay, so JML. Relic 7 Bodhi Rook. I'm pretty sure that was for Rise of the Empire, right? It's gotta be for Rise of the Empire. Okay, what? Okay, all right. You put the Omicron at least on a Put the Omicron on as unique. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, that's right. Do you have Jedi Knight Cal, or are you working towards him? I can't remember. Are you working towards Jedi Knight Cal, Dank? Because I see you have Saw Gerrera. I didn't know if you just built Saw Gerrera for fun or not. Okay, but Saw loves him. Okay. Alright, so let's check the mods on JML here. So you went with a Tenacity build. or tenacity, potency set. So I would change the potency set to a health set. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. My cat is scratching the daylights out of my wall. Get away from that. Sorry for that. I have this special like spray to keep them from scratching like my wood paneling on my walls. Okay, so back to the mods here. So you went with potency, but at least we've got protection everywhere. That's good. So I would switch the potency for health only because I think he benefits a lot more from health as a tank than the potency per se. Like the 10% health on him gives you so much more than the little bit of potency. I don't hate this arrow for the sense that it does have extra protection percent, but you'd be better off with a protection primary here. Like, just for reference, your Relic 8 Jedi Master Luke has less protection than my Relic 7 one does. And the biggest difference being I have protection up here. Yeah, now you're just trip refreshing mods. That makes sense. Otherwise, I don't hate the rest of these mods. They could use some more speed, but you're heading in the right direction with the right kind of secondaries on them where you can. So I don't hate it at all. I think it's just kind of a timing thing for you of as you continue moving along in the game, you'll get better and better mods on JML. And you're also closing in on, I think, you said all the recs were done for Jedi Knight Cal, so then the question really becomes, what team are you going to use with Jedi Knight Cal? Like, are you just going to throw him with Jedi Master Luke and call it a day and just have like a super team? Or are you going to build another team for Cal? So just some food for thought there. And then, what are you thinking, Dank? Are you thinking like another GL? Speed check on your JML, he's still a bit slow. I think mine's like 540. He's not an overly fast Galactic Legend. He's not overly fast. Yeah, he's not overly fast. One plus 126. I think mine's like 540, I want to say. Otherwise, I don't hate it. You know what I mean? Now you're going for Rey next? Okay, yeah. Yeah, like Grand Inquisitor's got really good speed. Plus 140 with these mods is really good. I like that. That's a good set. So going for Rey next. So let's just take a look at Resistance real quick. Okay, nice. Yeah, so you're closing in on that very, very quickly here. So you need BB-8 to Relic 7, and it looks like you need JTR. Otherwise, man, good stuff. Good stuff, dude. Let's keep that rolling. Oh, you do have JTR. Nice. Okay. So, yeah, you just need your BB-8 and then maybe some Zetas here and there. But otherwise, good stuff, dude. This is really good. I think you'll be... I don't know if you bought... I'm assuming you bought the Lightspeed bundle only because I'm going to say that Resistance... Okay, yeah. Not a bad thing. Like, looks good, man. Seriously, well done. Did you do it for First Order too? Or just the... Yeah, you did it for First Order too. Nice. So yeah, dude, you've got your work cut out for you for the next couple of months, but it's all good stuff. Your account's just going to kind of keep making these leaps and bounds over the next few months. It's going to be great. All right, so we got Dank there. Cat CL, how we doing, my friend? Good to see you in chat. Yeah, guys, if you want a roster review, all we do here is you just kind of drop your code and I go in the order that they show up. I think I saw Shane Brewer did have to leave. Yeah. All right, Shane, you did have to leave. Sorry, man. Gonna keep moving down the list here. Or Sean Brewer, not Shane. Jason Sun. All right, Jason. Let's see what we're cooking in the kitchen here. All right, Jason. So what's the farming plan here? What are we looking at? I'm just looking at stuff in here. So you can do hard mode conquest. What's up, guys? All right, so I'm just thinking with this here. So you have Executor, right? So we need a Galactic Legend. Got to finish Ray, then SLKR. Okay, so is this a... Did you buy both? Yeah. So you bought both of the packs. Again, not judging. So, guys, yeah, I'm going to say this for the rest of all reviews. If you bought the Lightspeed bundles, please tell me in your, when you're saying something. Because that helps me look through things a lot more. Like, I'm not going to notice... It's not something that I've been, looking for to see if people have that yet. I'm not in that mindset yet. So if you did, yeah, so gonna finish Ray, then Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So we need JTR BB-8, okay. I love the Zeta on Zori already. That is legit. That actually really helps when I do my Ray strategy guide. I'm gonna finish up Kylo's tomorrow with phases 4, 5, and 6 because they're all the same. Then we'll start working on Rays. You guys will see how good Zori's Zeta can be in phases 1 and 2 of the Ray event. So very important character there. Yeah, this is pretty, I get it. Now, what the real question is, did you get the ships? Yeah, okay, so you have a Radis at 4-star. Okay, good. So we're going to work on getting Radis there as well. Yeah, that's solid. So you got the ship. Yeah, so you bought the ships one too, which is good. So yeah, my gut tells me you're gonna want to make sure that you get Radis as a priority, and then otherwise ensure we keep going. What's crazy to me, I'm just gonna say what's crazy is you have a level 1 negotiator and a level 67 Radis. Man, yeah, ship credits are a problem for you right now. Holy, I have never, I guess you just didn't have the ship credits to have to level up all of these ships like First Order and things. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, focusing on some ship credits is going to be really helpful to you because that hurts my eyes. I mean, all this hurts. I'm not going to lie. All of it hurts. All of it hurts. There's so many good things in here. So many good things in here. So yeah, I mean, I really like what you have in the account. Like, you've got both Malevolence and Negotiator, but then, your fleets are just, lacking in some gear. So we definitely need to boost those, pump those numbers up there, my friend. But otherwise, Jason, I think you've got a good, base to build from you've got the ships you need. You can start getting Ray, working on your First Order ships for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, go get him, and then start rounding off some of those other fleets. I think that's going to be the steps moving forward for you to, continue. You've got, again, similar to in a situation where because you bought both of these, your work is going to be cut out for you for the next few months. You're not really going to get a lot of creativity in terms of adding new things in here because you're so close to completing, these journeys. But yeah, man, I like it. I'm glad that these packs came into the game because I think it's revitalized a lot of players who otherwise weren't able to purchase things, right? So that's really good. All right, next one I see here is AHM. Control C, Control V. Got the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren pack. So you're heading for him. All right. Oh, sorry, Jason. I already moved on to the... I'm getting a lot of the people coming in, so I'm trying to get to as many accounts as I can, so mods might have to take a back step for a little bit. All right, so here we're heading to mods. Again, this is AHM, so we're going into Supreme Leader Kylo Ren here. So you have these Rex all done. And then do you have Emperor? Yeah, you got Emperor Palpatine. So have you started the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren grind, or are we still lacking in the ships to get that done? Seven. That's done. That's done. That's done. Done. Oh, okay, so you're still missing Houndstooth. Alright, so yeah, wow. So you have Leviathan. Okay, so you have... This just cracks me up that you've got Leviathan at 7-star. No Executor. No Profundity. But you don't have... I mean, and I'm not making fun of you, dude. Like, that I don't want you guys to think... It just cracks me up that the place in the game we are is that... Like, you have a 7-star Leviathan, and you don't even have the Finalizer unlocked. I mean, it's crazy, right? You know, like, I mean, this is I mean, you love to see it, right? This is exactly what, like, I think your roster AHM is perfect proof of why... No, it's not even Leviathan Rush. He's got 7 million galactic power. Like, this is a very respectable, you know, like, 7 million GP. It's just... The state of the game was kind of in this place of, like, you gotta go for the newest ship or else it doesn't matter. So you're asking me to say that I'll love some mods. So let's see what Darth Revan is. 352 is flying. That's flying. 352 is... That's hauling. Let's just check the next fastest guy. Commander Tano's even faster than that. Oh my gosh. 359. Yeah, that is moving. And now, so hold on. I'm going to be picky here. You cannot have protection on her. She doesn't need protection. She wants health. She wants health. You don't want protection on her. She wants health. She wants health. So that's definitely a minus there, that you could sacrifice some of that speed for some health mods, my friend. Could definitely sacrifice a bit of that speed. Yeah, that's pretty good. So now we're kind of coming back down to earth with Seventh Sister a bit. Getting back down to earth there. I mean, it's really, I mean, it's awesome, right? Like, this is a very solid account. But yeah, I would definitely say if we, Big Bro, Scribe. Bro, how we doing, man? This is for you, buddy. But yeah, buddy, all you know, AHM, all things considered, I think if you focus on getting the ships you need, for your first order, I think you'll be set here. And I think you'll do, like, you've got the Zetas sorted and everything, that you're going to be fine. So yeah, man. I like it. I like it a lot. I definitely would make sure that you pay close attention to what you farm next. Because I think what you farm next will be very... You'll have, like, Kylo and you'll have Sith Eternal. You really need to farm, like, a top-tier GL next. Just looking at that, like, you've got a great ship, and then, yeah, we definitely need some more stuff. So... Otherwise, man, good work. All right, let's keep going back up here. We have the Pope of Pineapples. Mods warning, very bad, I know. It's a work in progress. All right, let's... The Pope of Pineapples, let's, you know, I get it. Mods are not everybody's forte. 3.2 million. Darth Jar Jar, hopefully, you found anything with your account, buddy? If you find anything out with your account, Darth Jar Jar, you let me know. So, let's just take a look. I mean, that's not horrible, right? That's not horrible speed on Piet. Both of these are worth slicing up. They've both got secondaries that are worth slicing. Like, that's good. Okay, that's all right. You know, I think, like, those aren't bad on Piet. Because you're building for Sith Eternal from the looks of it. Oh, man, dude. Somebody, you did not do that. For more context on the mods, got trolled way back in the day, and someone told me to remove and sell all of them, me being gullible. Oh, man, yeah, that is, ugh. I mean, that's a solid mod. Yeah, I mean, if you did that, I'm sure you'd have better mods. But, like, the ones I'm looking at, like, you obviously have some idea of what you're doing with mods. You have a semblance of what you're doing with them, because you're not only going for, like, you've got speed on people, you've done the right things. So, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, these are terrible, because you have a semblance, a shape to what you're doing, right? So I think that's good. Like, I know it probably sucks in the moment, but, like, overall, these are good, right? Like, there are things, you have mods that you can build on, and that's what's important. You don't want mods that you, like, can't build from. So I think they're pretty okay, buddy. I think you just got to keep, again, working on them. As you find ones that get better and better, you just continually slice them up and then move on to the next one, you know? So it's not horrible. But we're definitely going for, how close are you to Sith Eternal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you're missing Director Krennic. Okay, there he is. And what are we looking at on TIE Bomber? All right, so you just need Krennic. Yeah, man. I think you're in good shape. You can go get your Sith Eternal, and then he'll probably come in the new Lightspeed bundles, if I'm being honest. It's probably the way it's going to work out, unfortunately, for a lot of people. Our King's got his Omicron. That's what's important here. Next, I would say you're going to want a really, like, you definitely will need another, like, top tier ship, and another really good galactic legend as well. So I would make sure that you got to build up all of your ships. Try and build, like, an executor fleet, or start thinking about, like, a profundity or something along those ways. But yeah, man, I don't hate it, right? I don't hate it. As I say to a lot of people, I don't hate it, right? What do I think about the Datamined 7 new Lightspeed bundles? Well, so do we actually know if it's 7 new ones or 5 of the old ones that were released and then 2 new ones? That would be my question. My question is, like, is it really 7 new Lightspeed bundles, or is it just 2 new ones with the other ones? If I'm Capital Games, I make sure that I offer that Rey and Kylo pack as often as I can to people. That you want to hit every single person that's at level 85 with those packs. So that's what my gut assumption says they would do. That's what I would do if I was a business person, is I'd make sure that that thing is sticking around at all friggin' times to make them money. I don't have a problem with... I think if they were to release 2 other ones, I could see General Skywalker and C-3PO being very popular options for them, where they both kind of go together. They're both things that require a significant amount of gear, characters that a lot of people would really like, and like a General Skywalker one, you think like you could keep Padme off of that list because she's a legendary character. You could technically keep General Kenobi off that list because he was in a raid, so like, you know, you don't want to give him away, and then C-3PO as well. So you'd really be only giving away Baby Tano, Shaak Ti, Asajj, and your Separatist droids. So I could see Capital Games doing something like that, where they release something that, hey, it's good, but you're missing like the key ingredients. That would be just something I would think about there. Alright, so next I see Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes gameplay is on the list here. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Yeah, why would it go away for such a short time? Because they want people who bought it to have an advantage for a little bit. You guys got to think that this game is all about giving an advantage to those who spend, but there's no way that they've already... I highly doubt they would have 7 new packs unless they've really scaled them down and they're like, we're going to sell you a character at a time. Now, George, I go first come, first serve, man. I didn't see you earlier. Yeah, like, I scroll pretty well up there. I'm just looking. Yeah, I don't see yours before Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes gameplay. Yeah, guys, make sure if you're posting an ally code that you're putting in, like, the dashes and stuff. Right? Like, if you're typing in numbers, you've got to make sure you type it in like this. Yeah, George, I see you asking if the reviews are free, but I don't see your actual number. So I'm just going on the numbers that I can see, guys. I only go by the numbers I can see. So if you guys can put them in there, I can get to you after gameplay here, but I don't actually see numbers there. So that's just the way, you know. I don't want to be like a, you know, a hardo for that, but that's just the way it is. I got to be able to see the numbers. So we've got gameplay here. Lord, I'm going back up. Hold on. Everybody's getting on me. Yeah, gameplay was up here early. And then... yeah, and then I see Zach Asher, then Nick Aldridge, then Will Russell. Then I see Haas Rendricks. Then I'm coming down and I see Anthony Papacharlabis. I know I butchered that. Then Mike Finn. Then Swiftblade. Yeah. I'm just looking, guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely missing it, but excuse me. Yeah, if you could see mine, guys, they're not. I don't see numbers there. So I'm going to gameplay here. So gameplay. What's the game plan? Yeah. Thank you, Arctic. Appreciate that. Alright, so we've got Jedi Master Luke without Ultimate, so we're working on that. We've got Jabba, JMK, Sith Eternal. Alright, so let's see what we can cook up next. So are you close to Kylo? Alright, so you're on the doorstep of Supreme Leader Kylo Ren as well. Got to be on the doorstep there. How about your ships? Do we have the ships to get Kylo done? Alright, cool. So you have the ships to get Kylo done as well. Nice. So you could start Supreme Leader Kylo Ren here probably at any moment. Once you finish Jedi Master Luke's ultimate, that'd be the best thing to do. And then, did you also go for the Resistance or no? So we went the Resistance route as well. So yeah. Okay, so you're in a good position here where you bought. I mean, this is exactly what I think a lot of people would expect. What I would explain right now, like this is what I would expect from a lot of accounts. So, if I'm you, what I'm gonna do is you gotta finish JML to Relic 7 and Ultimate. You gotta do that. Then go get your, I would probably argue Kylo because you still need to gear BB-8. So then get Kylo and then finally go get Rey. That would be just my advice. The other thing you could, yeah, I think that's the best thing I would do is go get Kylo, then get Rey. Because I think you're, like, yeah. I think we're, yeah, sorry, it's so weird to see accounts like this. Yeah, you definitely need to finish this. Go get Kylo, go get Rey, and then I think like the kind of, the world kind of becomes your oyster. Then you get to kind of pick and choose what you want. You got your Leviathan, got your Executor. I would think Profundity would be a good kind of wraparound for you. At your GP, just like a nice solid ship for offense and or defense, depending what you need. I mean, Coors Light Leia could also be on the agenda as well. I think that could be a good option for everybody involved. But yeah, I would argue that, you know, your account is going to take some massive leaps and bounds in the next few months, and it's going to kind of be scary. Like you're going to like get into a GAC and you won't even know what to do anymore. Like it'll just be completely different. So yeah, I mean, this is another one where it's like just good stuff. Make sure that you've got mods on like the best areas. And otherwise, man, just yeah, get JML's protection up a bit. So once you get him to Relic 7, he should gain a good amount more of protection. But otherwise, good stuff. All right. So, I see we got a bunch of people putting more stuff in. I'm going to scroll up. All right, so I saw gameplay. Is Zach Asher still in chat? Zach, are we still in chat? Oh, Jared with the 5 Australian buckaroos, sorry. He said, back after a 2-year break, just bought the Supreme Leader, I guess, Star Killer, and finished Jedi Master Luke. I think Executor is next, but your thoughts on farms would be appreciated. All right, Jared, let's check this out, and then we'll get back into everybody who's asking for the free reviews. Again, guys, for those of you newer to the channel, guys, I'm telling you, I could take a screenshot of, like, my thing. It's not going to, you will not see your ally codes above it. You see messages, but I don't see the codes. Zach, I see you, my friend. Thank you. All right, so we got Jared here. So you got your Jedi Master Luke, and you bought this, and I'm assuming that's Star Killer. Oh, you bought all, okay, Zach, you bought all of them. Okay, all right, so you do have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Jared, okay. We got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Jedi Master Luke, and Rey. Nice. So, you're thinking Executor. I mean, it's not a horrible option. The only thing I would say, so the only thing to think about here, Jared, is depending on what your fleet arena shard looks like. Yeah, depending on what your fleet arena shard looks like, Executor will help you in like a GAC, but in Fleet Arena, you're probably facing guys. Zach, I know this isn't your account. You're next, buddy. You're probably facing guys, Jared, that are significantly have, whether it's a Profundity or Leviathan at this point, just because you took that, 2-year break, and you have that, with a 2-year break, at 6.5 million, that's significant. Now, you're obviously a pretty serious player because you've got Marauder at 7 stars, so you at least took that seriously, which is good. So you're going to be missing out on a lot of the conquest stuff, right? Like, I'm just looking through to see. Yeah, you don't have a 7-star Razor Crest yet. If I go to your Sith, we don't have Darth Malgus either, so I would almost wonder, yeah, you don't have any Inquisitors. I was almost going to say that Inquisitors wouldn't be a bad bet, and the reason I say Inquisitors is because the Empire fleet literally counters everything. You're the Scythe, TIE Interceptor, TIE Defender, TIE Fighter, TIE Advanced, right, like Vader's ship. They counter so much stuff. They're used in like so many different counters between Executor, Profundity, and now Leviathan, that if you're finding yourself in an arena shard where everybody's got Leviathan and you don't, Inquisitors become that much more valuable. Like, I don't even climb with my Leviathan. So I would definitely think about, Executor would be good, but I would definitely think about trying to get those Inquisitors up simply for those other things, because Scythe, I think, is improving grounds now. TIE Interceptor's improving grounds now, so you'll be able to kind of farm those guys up, start working on those ships, and I think you'd be in good shape. Otherwise, I would argue as a GL, I mean, you're going to be a good bit far. Yeah, top 20s Leviathans. That's not surprising. So I would more. That's why I'm recommending you more build the off-meta counters rather than try to like rush Leviathan, and then by the time you get Leviathan, something new comes out and you're not ready for it. Your count's also pretty well primed for like a Jedi Master Kenobi. You're just looking at like the Relic 7 Kenobi, Relic 5 Yoda, Shock T at least at Relic levels. You could arguably get a Kenobi fairly quickly. The only downside is you don't have Commander Tano yet, so just something else to kind of throw in the back of your head there that you could do. So between Executor, Kenobi, and even like Inquisitors, I think you could have your path kind of cut out for you in front of that. But yeah, man, welcome back to the game. Hopefully it's changed a lot, but hopefully you're enjoying some of the changes. I think there's been some good ones and there's been some not so good ones. So, yeah, man, I don't hate any of this stuff though. I think you're coming back at a time where you're going to be able to grow pretty quickly because of just all the stuff that they've updated, put into the game. I think you'll kind of catch your feet. You seem to be catching your feet pretty quickly again. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab Zach Asher here. Then I'll try and grab a couple guys who I think their coach just kind of got lost in the mix. And then we'll get back into going first come, first serve. Again, guys, the order of operations here is first come, first serve. So I scroll back up in chat to find the rosters to review. Otherwise, channel members, you guys, and anybody, super chats, channel members, you guys get the priority. That's just the way things work around here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab Zach Asher here. And then Jack Reagan jumping in right after Zach Asher here. Thank you so much for the $5, my friend. You are next. I got you, my friend. Don't worry. Right after Zach Asher here. So this is Zach Asher's first time catching a stream. Happy to be here. Just finished getting Relic Star Killer, so now I'm on a gear and relic mats, right? I'm so low on gear and relic mats right now. Yeah, man, I get it, right? So, Zach, let's see where we're heading here. So, I would Relic 7 your Sith Eternal. 100% Relic 7 Sith Eternal. I know you said you're low on relic mats, but Galactic Legends benefit so much from relic levels. The Relic 7 needs to be like a... Relic 7 has to be a, like, priority on GLs. I know a lot of you would say, hey, you need Relic 8s and Relic 9s, but you at least... need... Relic 7 on GLs. Yeah, I can't. I have a very tough time seeing Galactic Legends below Relic 7. So that should be priority number 1, I think, is finish off getting Sith Eternal Relic 7. Even though it's Sith Eternal, you still need to get him to Relic 7. The next thing I would focus on... Oh, well, I guess that answers that. You've got your First Order and you've got your Resistance. If I'm you, I go Rey before Kylo. Because you bought the packs to get the Radish. You're able to farm the Radish. You're not able to farm Finalizer yet. Because if you have those packs for those two things, you can at least farm the ships to get Rey faster. Even though you need to put gear on a Jedi Training Rey and BB-8. I still think you're better off going that. You'll get there much more quickly than the gear you're going to have to put on relic levels here and then just go and get the ships. You'll much more quickly be able to finish off your Resistance. So I would get Rey. And I actually think Rey will really help. I think Rey at the level that you're playing at, right, at about this 3 million GP, 4 million GP, Rey is going to be a much more difficult Galactic Legend for people to handle than Kylo will. And that's, people are going to say, oh, well, they're going to have Star Killer, like they'll beat Rey. I think a lot of players are not going to have the right mod set to be able to handle that. So yeah, I think if you go get Rey first, then go get Kylo, you're going to be rocking and rolling. You're going to have 3 Galactic Legends at pretty low GP, to be honest. Things to consider is ensuring that we gear up Zori, even if she's at like a gear 11, you know, if you could stomach that with the Kyrotex, getting her to higher gear is good. And I'd highly at least recommend her Zeta here on Spice Runner skills. This is the Zeta that I really like. I like that Zeta a lot. But yeah, otherwise, man, I think again, your path is kind of set in front of you because of just the way that you've kind of gone through with those packs, which, again, this is judgment-free zone. I do like, though, that you're going to have, like, I'm just looking, like, you've got, what Zetas are needed. So for the Resistance, so remember, you're going to need them for Rey. But since you're still a little ways away there, so like the Resistance heroes, Finn and Poe, absolutely need their Zetas. Zori Bliss can use that unique. And then I put one on Finn's leadership because Finn leads the rest of the Resistance outside of GL Rey. Now, obviously, I was in a much more different situation where I have, you know, Zetas across the board on my characters just for how long I've played. But I would say that you focus on your Resistance heroes first. And then, you know, and Zori would maybe be the 3 I would worry about. And then maybe thinking about like a JTR, whether it's unique, one of her unique abilities could be a solid investment there. Just to help you get through the event. And then, I mean, first order wise, again, kind of, you're going to be Zeta starved for a very long time. Going to be Zeta starved for a very, very long time. So I would say, if I'm you, I don't want to say you throw Kylo Ren to the side and like, you're going to want to try to get him, but focus Rey first. I like that. So, that's the advice there, my friend. I think that you can do some really good things there, but it's just going to take some time and it's going to take a lot of Zetas. So, also just real quick. Okay, you do have the right, I wanted to make sure you had the Omicron here on Starkiller. Yeah. All set there. I think you're good to go. Yeah, I think a lot of us, including myself, are pretty starved for Zetas at the moment, where we could all use a bunch of them. All right, so now we got Jack Reagan here. We're going to move Jack Reagan with a $5. Love your videos, man. Would appreciate a review. But if you do, hold on. Where is this going? Stop. I don't want to. Over here. But if you do, don't get to me. It is what it is. I'm fixing to unlock Jedi Knight Cal in a few hours. Dude, you're getting Jedi Knight Cal. That's insane. All right, Jack, let's take a look here, my friend. So 6 million. We've got Malgus at Relic 8. All right. So you're going to get Jedi Knight. Wow, you're going to get Jedi Knight Cal before you have a Galactic Legend at 6 million. Jeez. I mean, good for you. That's dedication to the off meta, my friend. That is some severe dedication to the off meta. All right, so you're going to get Cal. And then we've got light speed bundles, which is good. How are we? You have Executor. So no Finalizer. You do have a 4-star Raddus. Okay. All right. So priority for you Jack, so priority for you is definitely going to be getting your first order fleet. You gotta just continue farming your Radish shards, but you gotta get that first order fleet. If you bought those packs, you can't, like, yeah, the Wombat's right. Your account needs a GL. You're gonna get 2 of them here in a short period of time, but you've gotta farm the ships. You've gotta put all of your effort into focusing on getting your GL Rey and GL Kylo again in that order. I think a lot of you are gonna lean more towards Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I think a lot of you are going to lean more towards Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, not recognizing that you need all of those ships and then the finalizer at 7-star. Because remember, the minute that you the minute that you get your ships to 7-star, you don't get a 7-star finalizer, right? It takes months to get those shards unless you're going to refresh. So that's why you've got to make sure that you're farming these ships, and that's why I'm recommending going for Rey, because in the time that it takes you to relic these guys, get your stick Rey to relic 7, you're going to be okay. So Jack, I would get your Jedi Knight Cal, and then I'd go all in on Rey, all in on Kylo. Make sure you're paying attention to the ships. Make sure you're moving on. And then finally, in all things, guys, for everybody, make sure you're worrying about your mods. Because you're going to be starved for them, right? Just like Zetas, you're going to be starved for mods. I would not be doing any more, I would just be focusing on, like here, right, with Jedi Training Rey, I would start equipping mods on her that you think will be good. Just start equipping mods that are laying around in your inventory that you think will be good, and then start, moving along there. That's the advice, guys. Again, I think with all of these kinds of packs, you're not going for Rey or Kylo. I'm planning on getting Leia first, then Jay. Oh, jeez, man. Jeez, Jack, man, you didn't need to do another super chat. You did not need to do that, my friend. You could have just put that in chat. You could, man, yeah. How close are you to Leia? I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how I feel about that. I think, how close are you to Leia? In reality, how close are you to being able to, you've got Drogon 7-star. Wow, that's nutso. You have Captain Rex at 7-star, relic 7. So you don't have Captain Han relic yet. Don't have Rolo relic. Scout Troopers relic 7. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm not going to say that you can't, right? I'm never going to say you can't. I would say Rey would be a better option, but I can understand why you would go Leia. I can understand it. I think at least getting Rey would be good, but again, Jack, I think you've at least got enough progress that it enters the conversation. But you've also got to keep in mind that you do need to get your R2-D2 to Relic 7. So just put that in the back of your head that that's or Relic 8. So you've got to spend the Zimbital cards that you need for Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, and Stick Rey on R2-D2 alone. So just, again, food for thought. Otherwise, man, I mean, you've got a lot to do in the next coming months, but I would argue with now, it wasn't a lot. I'm sure it wasn't I don't want to say it wasn't a lot, but with what you spent on those packs, you're going to get a lot more out of your account if you get those things sooner. Like, if you want to get Leia first, that's fine. But I would not go get JML and JMK before getting Rey and Kylo. Getting GLs in your account will be so much more valuable because it's only going to take you, 2 months to get Rey at this point. So, I don't know. That's just the way I would do it. But again, to each their own. Jack, again, thank you. That was a great. I love seeing accounts that challenge me, guys. I want to say that, like, Jack, that was really good. I appreciate it. You think I should go for Leviathan before those things? Hold on. All right, Jack, because you did super chat twice, and you did not need to do that. No, you should not go for Leviathan before Leia. Think you're too far on your ships. Think you're too far away on the ships to do that. It's a lot of relic levels. It's too many relic levels and too many ship levels to do that. So yeah, I would argue that you, at least if you're gonna go for Leia first, fine, but I would get Rey and Kylo right after Leia. I will be right back. We're gonna be doing Joe Bizzle's account next. I need another soda here. All right, Joe. Let's see what we got going on, my friend. Very early player, bought all the light speed bundles. Oops, that's not the right thing. Jack, man, you are too kind, my friend. You did not need to do all those super chats. You just put that in chat, buddy. You don't need to do that. You're too, Jack, that's too kind of you. You're going to enter, like, the Hall of Fame. Jack, my friend. All right, Joe. I've only played the game for about 4 to 5 months, so I'm very open to any wisdom or criticism. So, Joe. Sorry, Joe. So, I bought all the Lightspeed bundles out of the Miller Farming CLS. Could use some guidance. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up on Andrew. I will get you after Joe here. Andrew, I'll make sure I grab you after Joe. Sorry. I've been getting caught up in everything. That's exactly why I've got Wombat in chat here. Wombat will keep me in line. Wombat does. I want to give Wombat a lot of credit. He 1000% like keeps me in check on these things. Yeah, see? He's got it in chat already. He knows what he's doing. Whoop, my screen just went black. Oh, game crash. There we go. Yeah, Wombat. Yeah, Andrew. Wombat will make sure that I get you. Don't worry. I'll make sure that your guildmate gets literal no mercy. While we wait on this poverty game to load. Oh my gosh. Who's my favorite Eagle? Oh man. I mean, Of all time, I go to Nick Foles only because he brought me like the greatest moment in my Eagles history. But like, if I had to be like really honest, the past few seasons, I love Jalen, but like, man, uh, like, how do I say this? I love Jason Kelsey so much. Like, from his podcast to watching him play to how humble he is, like, my love for Jason Kelsey knows no bounds. Like, it will be a sad day in Philadelphia when he hangs up. Like, we should retire his jersey whenever he retires. That's how much I love Jason Kelsey. Like, he's that good. Am I from Philly? No, I live like an hour and a half away. Like an hour and a half away. All right, Joe. Finally got back into the account here. So you bought all the Lightspeed bundles, but you were farming the Commander Luke Skywalker team. So here's the thing. Like, you have the Commander Luke team. What I'm gonna say is, you just got to kind of put them on pause. As hard as that is, I would put them on pause because like you're close to GLs, right? And you said you bought all the packs, so you're going to be able to start farming the Radis, right? As soon as that Radis event shows up, you've got to be farming the Radis, right? You got to take that seriously. Got to go get the Radis. So again, Rey first. I think you just go immediately into Rey, forget anything else you were going to go do. Go get Rey. So then you've got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, also kind of in the works, but you don't have his ships, right? Your first order ships. So, Joe, what I would recommend you do is yeah, so Joe, so what you can do, you only need to have them at 5-star. You only need to have the capital ships at 5-star to be able to do the Galactic Legend event. Not 7-star, just 5-star. However, looking at your like finalizer Rex here, the one that's really lacking is your Kylo shuttle. Somebody, can we, Legolas, I'm gonna have to, sorry, he just said that Badgers are better than Buckeyes, and I like threw up in my mouth. Anyway, yeah, so Joe, what I would tell you is go get your Rey, then start farming, then as you get Rey, go get the relic levels on your first order for like Kylo, Emperor Palpatine, and OG Kylo, because they're gonna need to be relic 7. Once you get those 3 characters, throw a little bit of gear on that Rebel, like Commander Luke Skywalker team, because they won't need Kyrotex until you're taking them to relics. So you could go ahead while you're working on those first order ships and get like Han to gear 12, Chewbacca to gear 12, if you have the right bounty hunters. If you don't have bounty hunters yet, that's okay. 3PO and Chewie, you could get to like, gear. I think they do take Kyrotek, so I'd be careful there. But you want to save that Kyrotek for those GLs, because they're just going to drain you of Kyrotek. Otherwise, the other thing I would do after those 2, you'd be in a position where, you have Starkiller 2 already. Sheesh, I love it. You're kind of in a nice position, too, where from here you could go into like an Executor kind of ship. You've got Rey, Kylo, Starkiller. Make sure with Starkiller you do equip this Omicron when you can. Make sure you get this, there is much conflict in you right as soon as you possibly can. Equip this Omicron. This is the Omicron you need. Equip that Omicron. Otherwise, I would argue you could get a nice capital ship like the Executor, just kind of to help flesh out your account a little bit. But otherwise, man, like your big thing will just be modding, right? You're going to have to go through and make sure you get mods on all these guys. So for a while, what I would do is just get anything. and then just pick a few characters at a time to move them up at once. So, like with your resistance, your priorities are going to be Rey, like herself, JTR, your resistance heroes, right? So 1, 2, 3, Rey herself, 4. Then I would argue like a BB-8 would be like 5. And everybody else just kind of let them kind of go at a time. And then, yeah, and then you're asking, what about farming Old Ben in the near future? That would be brilliant. Old Ben's a great character, a great Jedi for that Starkiller team. Worst comes to worst, yeah, Old Ben definitely like the nicest one. He is a wreck for Jedi Master Luke as well, so that kind of helps. You can chuck Kyle in there. He's just not nearly as good as Old Ben because he's not a Jedi tank. Otherwise, man, I mean, welcome. Like, still new to the game, so welcome, kind of like welcome to the game. You came in at a good time. Buying those packs was a smart decision in the sense that it boosted you. You're basically years into the game at this point. So, yeah, man, like, well done. Well done on this. You weren't making bad decisions before that either. Just looking through where your gear is and stuff. Like, you weren't making bad decisions before that either. So, I really like it. All right, now we're going to move into Andrew Bradshaw. He's a channel member. He's got a guildie who wants absolutely demolished here. So, let's get cracking on this. Let's go up in here. So for those of you guys who don't know, I also do roster roasts, where if you want, I will just completely go in and destroy whatever you do. So I'm just going to look right now and say that we have somebody who is 8.2 million in Carbonite 2, which is friggin' embarrassing. All right, like that's more embarrassing than any team that tries to stop the Eagles' brotherly shove. All right, we're going to get that on the record. We're also going to go on the record and say that it's more embarrassing than having to steal signs to be able to beat Bowling Green. If you guys know what college team I'm talking about there. So, at 8 million, we've only got Sith Eternal as a galactic legend. What are we doing? Why? Okay, all right. Oh my gosh. Are you trying to kill me? Like, hold on a second here. All right? We've got Omicrons on Darth Sidious. We've got nothing on our king. Are we serious right now? We're willing to throw this on a garbage character like Darth Sidious, and we're going to leave our king Omicron-less. Like, of all the things, this is not okay. My gosh. Jack, my friend, good to see you in chat. Good to see you in chat, Jack. Clockley, my friend. I saw you, Clockley. Don't worry. There's going to be an updated channel membership tomorrow. Oh my gosh. This is just insane to me. And like they're close to, like they've got to be getting Jabba, right? Like, tell me you're getting Jabba. Like, so accounts like this infuriate me. Accounts like this infuriate me. This is exactly why you, like, this is exactly why I tell you guys not to throw garbage, like, oh, Gamorrean Guard and Mob Enforcer. I mean, they're above their required relic levels. You need them at relic 3. Why are we doing anything more with them? They don't need more. They don't, like, why is Aura Singh relic 7 and we have done nothing with our Fennec? Like, are we serious right now? Are we serious? Why? Why? I mean, just... I understand we got new packs, right? I understand. But how do we not keep, like, a back pocket Omicron? How, like, is that, like, am I the only one that does that where you're like, I'm never going to go zero with Omicrons because I know I might, like, somebody might come across my lap that I might want an Omicron. Like, I don't know, Wampa or Starkiller. I mean, I don't understand how a Relic 8, this has to, please tell me this is for Rise of the Empire. Somebody please tell me this is for Rise of the Empire. Like, and here's the other thing too, like, I can't even tell what they want to, like, Andrew, I know you said be brutal, so I'm being brutal. Like, I can't even tell what they're farming for. Like, just hear me out here, right? So, you could say, okay, well, they're going for Jedi Master Luke, right? And I believe you. Because, like, we've got CLS, we've got Chewbacca, Han, R2-D2, right? Like, okay, like, all of these characters make sense that you could start Jedi Master Luke, except the fact that you don't have Old Ben, Mothma, and, like, Leia, right? But then, you're like, okay, well, Commander Luke's Relic 7, C-3PO's Relic 7, that's like, Jabba the Hutt, but there's no Jabba, right? Like, we didn't get Jabba. And then you're like, oh, well, are you going for Leia because you have a Relic 7 here, a Relic 7 here, Relic 6 here, Relic 5 here? Like, it just... you do Hoth TB and someone has a Relic 8 Kyle Katarn? Like, they... They need some direction. Like, their next thing, you know, the next thing they need to do is go get, like, Rey and Kylo. Because and Andrew, I mean, I'm being brutal, so I'm being brutal. But, like, the real true advice here is they've got to get some focus. They've got to get focus. You cannot afford... I mean, I understand, like, not everybody is, you know, as passionate about this game as I am and wants to be as competitive. But you can't afford, if you want to be competitive in this game, you can't afford to have this little lack of focus and this much just kind of free willy-nilly with relic levels. It's something I'm like, there's no reason to take Wedge above Relic 3. There's no reason to take Gamorrean Guard above Relic 3. No reason to take Stark above Relic 3. You know, like, Maul, Krennic, both of those characters, if you're going for Sith Eternal, just leave them at Relic 4. Who cares, right? I mean, like, Jedi Knight Revenant Relic 7, I just always crap on people with that because, it, like, the Relic 7 doesn't really help him that much. Like, it just, yeah, I just don't see it, right? I mean, his GAC ranking's terrible. He's in Carbonite. All right, I'm gonna do this. I know I'm gonna be upset. I know I'm going to be upset. Please be like, this better be like 370. Oh my God. I'm getting my defibrillators off the wall to Shock myself, make sure I'm not dreaming. I mean, like, you got Executor. Both get 2 ships. I just... We've got a Gear 12 on Jedi Consular. Oh, I mean, yeah, this... We just need some focus here. That's all we need, Andrew. He just needs to focus on some stuff. He's got so... Like, this account is literally... I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Not even in the slightest. This account is a few months of focus from being fantastic. That's all this account needs, is a few months of solid focus. And I say like a few months being like 4 or 5 months of solid focus, and it's going to be fantastic. Because all the pieces are here, right? All the pieces are here to succeed. He just has to put in the final touches, and boom, he's done. Ugh. Andrew, you're guilty. Killing me. I didn't even know he had a... Hold on. Andrew just said he didn't know he had Executor. That's a really recent addition. Oh my gosh. This is the gift that keeps on giving, man. I love it. Oh, I love it. All right. That's enough fun there at this guy's expense. Poor dude. Good on him, man. All right, now we're going to move to Andrew Thetford. Got to get back into the... We're going to get back into our... super chats here. All right, Andrew Thetford. From Andrew Bradshaw to Andrew Thetford here. All right, so Jedi Knight Cal and SLKR ready next finalizer event. Alternating Inquisitors and Ray Rex. What else should I build past the GLs and Inquisitors? All right, let's take a look, my friend. So we're at 6 million, so you've got Sith Eternal, you've got Jabba. Executor. Where are we at with Inquisitors? Oh, so Andrew Thetford, how close is your guild? Couple questions. How close is your guild to Reva? How close are you to the Scythe? And the reason I ask is I would say that I would finish Rey and then worry about your Inquisitors if you're not close to Scythe and if your guild isn't close to like getting Reva. Because if they're close to Reva and you're close to Scythe, then the argument becomes that Inquisitors really get into a realm that Rey doesn't, only because the Scythe is so important to countering a lot of different ships in this game. So that's just something to think about. But as far as other things that you could be farming, what comes to mind is probably something like your Rebels. So that you're not horridly far off from like a Jedi Master Luke is another thing that you could be thinking of. And I know you're like past the GLs and Inquisitors, but it is something. Guild generates about 5, so and Scythe is like 230. Yeah, so I think Rey is gonna be your best bet. 'Cause you're like 5 months away from Scythe, and you're not 5 months away from being able to start Rey's journey. You're not 5 months from that. Dude, rule of two, I don't know, like, I don't know why Inquisitors get so much hate. I got so much use out of my Inquisitors. I get so much use out of them before I had Reva. I was getting a lot of use out of them. There's more things that exist in this game outside of GAC. You get some Assault Battle wins in there. They're fantastic in Conquest, and there's so many Conquest feats that involve Inquisitors that it's like a no-brainer. So just keep that in mind, everybody. If you do go the Resistance route, I would make sure that you do farm Zori. 3 months from Rey, yeah, you're going to be, yeah. So get Rey. I would start farming Zori. Even at a 3-star with some decent gear, she makes the rest of that Resistance team super annoying. Other stuff that's pretty good to farm is, I mean, the Phoenix team's good. What about your Mandalorians? Okay. You've got Hot Cartel. You could do a nice little project, could be Embo. Taking Embo to Relics. Embo is a really, really good addition to the Hut Cartel team. Even without his Omicron, Embo is a significantly... even without the Omicron, Embo significantly increases Jabba's defensive viability. Because he makes the Jedi Master Kenobi event or team that much more difficult to beat. Imperial Remnant's not a horrible idea. Yeah, your Galactic Republic is definitely lacking. So, yeah, I mean, the other thing, yeah, you could build, like, how does your total Night Sisters look? You could put some additional relics on the rest of your Night Sisters. Just to get more uses out of them. Because they're a nasty team. They are a nasty team. So, that would be another thing to potentially work on. Again, I still would say your primary focus needs to be, finishing off the Galactic Legend farms. And that includes the ships that you need between Radis and Finalizer. Adding in there the fact that you're going to want Echelon. Echelon is a very important part of that First Order fleet. So that's an extra little farm you can do that just really elevates the play of your entire team. That entire fleet gets elevated as soon as you get Echelon in it. So, another thing that you can begin to think about there. But yeah, I think this is really good stuff. Clockley, dude, you are on a roll, Clockley. What is going on, my friend? Thank you so much. Clockley, literally in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to make a Hall of Fame thing just for you, Clockley. That is just... You're too kind, buddy. You're way too kind. I don't know that... I would say that a lot of accounts, just answering Rule of 2, I saw that question. I think a lot of accounts are probably short on ship credits. I mean, even my Lando's Falcon is at level 1. Because I just never had to do it. Clocky. I didn't even realize that it's not Clockley. Oh my gosh. I've said Clockley for the longest time. I didn't even realize it was Clocky, man. Like, that's... One of that is just my eyesight, but like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Dude, you need to correct me a lot earlier. You need to correct me way earlier than that. You guys got to stay on top of me with this stuff, okay? Like, we need to... You need to, like, You need to go hard. Like, the way that I was going at that roster, that's what you have to go in at me at times, all right? You guys are just... Yeah, ship credits are rough. You got to use your Cantina currency there. But yeah, Andrew, finally kind of finishing this thought. Zori would be a good thing. Your Night Sisters would be a good thing. Embo would be a nice, solid thing to kind of build outside of that. But I really wouldn't... it's Clo like Flo. So Clo... Is it Cloaky? Is that it? Cloaky? Andrew, yeah, like I would focus on those things to kind of boost those other teams that you have built up. Sometimes I find that what I find with my own self is that by doing small things at once, like doing a small little upgrade here and there, can make a big difference. Like, you don't want to do just small upgrades all the time because you'll get outstripped by players who are doing, you know, more, right? Who get a Galactic Legend. But, like, a small upgrade, I got Jabba, I got Embo, you know, that can really help your account. So just something to think about there. A few things that you could build there, Andrew. Now, I see John Van Eck. John Van Eck with this €6. I started in February. I was getting JKR ready after I got Executor. Now I dropped everything to go for SLKR and Ray after. What I want to see... John, did you drop an ally code? Did somebody see John Van Eck's ally code? If not, we're going to move on down the list here of, you know, catching up on Super Chats. Yes, you did, Pat. You're good. Yeah, John Van Eck. Is he still in chat in here? Does anybody know how to search for messages? Because I'm not that good with this stuff. Let's see if I can find it anywhere. I don't know that I see it. Now, if he hops on, we'll make sure that he jumps the list here. We're going to move down to Axel's with the, I'm not sure what currency that is. Normally, I'm pretty good with currencies. So, we got Axel's here. Love your in-depth vids. Used to play a few years ago, came back, made a new account, 7 months old, trying to be super efficient. Kyber as soon as possible. Let's see what we got working here. Let's see what we got working here, Axels. I gotta kind of like speed these up. I feel bad. I feel like guys are leaving because I'm not getting to them right away. There's just so many of you to do. All right, so we got Axels here. All right, so you just got Jabba. Nice, that's good. Jabba's solid, right? So working on Ultimate. You don't have all of his Zetas yet, so you do need to make sure you get those Zetas up and running. Gonna want to get those. That's where all your Zetas need to go. All right, I want to make sure you have Zetas on Merciless Massacre. It's gonna be very important there. Man, yeah, so you are really starved for Zetas at the moment. All right, John, you're next. I see the ally code. John, you are next, my friend. We're gonna get right back to you. Yeah, so if you're trying to be... So, Axels, what I would say is that I would start trying to focus... and you just thought Star Killer 2. Wow, okay. Wow, so this is crazy. I mean, I love it. You don't have any of his Zetas, but you've got the Omicron on there. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, yeah. What I'm going to argue you do for a little bit is start trying to work on some teams that don't require Zetas. And man, you got the Lightspeed bundles too. Wow. Yeah, jeez, it's crazy that, yeah, so you're in this very, very strange place where, John, I hear you, my friend. Don't worry. I got you next on this one. We're working on Axel's here, and then I'll grab your account. Don't worry. I got you. Yeah, so, okay. Axel's, what my advice is going to be, you're not going to really like the way this comes out, but I think it's going to be the best thing. Focus on just your Zetas for Jabba. Then I would get one on Chrysanthemum. Then I would get one on probably Skiff Lando. I would make the job. I would make that Jabba team as like insane as possible, because that's going to be your bread and butter for a very long time. Then you kind of get into this position of, I would go and start farming Zori. The reason I would unlock Zori, or start farming Zori, is because I think Rey makes a lot of sense for you to go for next. Like, you bought the packs to get her. You're working on the Radis. It's going to be tough because, again, you're starved for those Zeta materials. But I don't... yeah, like... Now, see, here's where I would argue is that, like, I don't know that if I would Zeta Finn... I guess you do need to Zeta Finn there. Well, that's the thing. I don't separate, like, the Chrysanthemum Omicron is so important for GAC. That's why I'm saying, like, he could do it. I mean, if you don't really care about GAC for a while, you could skip the Chrysanthemum Zeta. Yeah, unless you're going to do the Omni. I guess that's a good point. I just always think of, like, the Omicron as necessary. But I guess the accounts I'm facing, I mean, my current GAC opponent's 13 million. But all that to say, I think for a while you're just going to want to focus on Zetas. Because the other thing you could do is try to build characters that you don't need Zetas on. In a list like that, like I'm just looking through here. So, like, if you go to your Imperial Troopers, right? So, characters like Range Trooper, you could increase his gear, and he doesn't need a Zeta. Colonel Stark doesn't need Zetas. Now, you've got Moff Gideon at gear 12 already, but, like, Colonel Stark doesn't need Zetas. But Range Trooper would be a solid one. You don't need Zetas on him to get anything solid out of him. Just looking here. Jedi, they kind of all need theirs. Geos, they're... I mean, it is what it is there. What about droids? Any of these droids you could build that... What about smugglers? So you have Dash. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, you're kind of in a very, very... Yeah, there's not a lot you can do gear-wise right now. Unless you think, like, you want to work on the Phoenix. Knowing that you need to eventually Zeta some Captain Rex stuff there. But otherwise, I think you just focus Zetas, man. Focus Zetas, and maybe that's time to just start focusing on some ships. Do a lot of ship farming for a while. That you kind of, like... I won't say you completely ignore characters, but start farming some ships. Start working on some of those things, kind of get your fleets in order. You could do that while you're waiting on those Zetas to come in. So that's what I would do. It's weird to say that, but I think with how many Zetas you're going to be needing, it's not even like, oh, go farm another Galactic Legend. Like, that doesn't make sense because you need Zetas for them too. So I would just focus on Zetas right now. All right, so now we're on to John Van Eck here. So I started in February. I was busy getting Jedi Knight Revan. Now I stopped everything to go for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Rey. All right, John, let's go back up. I saw you dropped your code in chat here. So I have so many teams ready at 7 stars. I need gear at the moment. It's overwhelming. Think about SLKR, Ray, JKR, CLS, Padme, Darth Revan. All right, so you're thinking Kylo first. Jack. Jack, man. You don't need to super chat every time, buddy. You don't. I hope you don't think that. You do not need to super chat every time, Jack. Like, seriously, dude. I'm not that guy. I answer all that. I try and, read chat as much, dude. Like, cheers, my friend. Oh my gosh. You're gonna make me cry. So anyway, John. So if we get to here where I'm, yeah, there you go, Jack. That's perfect. Where I'm looking here, I think you want to switch your order to Rey, then Kylo, because you're not close to finalizer. You still need Kylo's shuttle there. So, because you're further away from the finalizer and you can start farming the Radis now, that's where my head goes. Because you're still, you think, unless you're getting, you could be 100 shards away. And you're probably still, however many months away from getting the shuttle. You're not that, far away from Rey. So that's something to think about, right? It comes down to, yeah, I would switch your order for Rey first. Simply because I think the time it's going to take you to get the ships for Kylo, I'd go Rey, then Kylo, then do your Jedi Knight Revan, CLS, Padme, Darth Revan. I think that's a solid option. I think it's really smart that you are trying to recognize that once you get Rey and Kylo, you still need some of those backbone kind of teams. The only maybe thing I would think about doing is getting Commander Luke Skywalker up and running. I guess your Jedi Knight Revan team is pretty good. If you have Jedi Knight Revan already, then I would probably get JKR, and then I would get your CLS, and then, yeah, kind of work on that Padme team. The gear crunch is a real problem. The nice thing is with the nice thing with, like, the Jedi Knight Revan team, depending on who you're going to use, and the CLS team, is that you're not going to need a lot of Kyrotech. So, don't feel like you need to stress over, like, how do I want to say this in a way that makes sense? Like, I don't feel like you can't put some gear onto those teams. Even if they're not at relic levels, just having them at a solid gear level, they still do a lot of work. So I would definitely do that. That I think you still, the only difference I would make here, I'd get Rey before you get Kylo. That's the only change I'd make, and I feel bad, yeah, I feel bad because, like, I wish I could have caught you before you would have taken, like, Kylo Ren on Master Relic 7. Because you could have used that Relic 7 for, say, Stick Rey, JTR, BB-8. But I would focus here. I think this is going to be the much better option for you. I feel like you'll get a lot more out of it. You'll get there sooner. Yeah. Otherwise, man, I mean, it's crazy to think. I just look at this account and I'm thinking it's crazy where you probably were and where you are now with these Lightspeed bundles. I mean, our King's got his Omicron there. That's solid. Like, I can tell that you had a solid investment strategy before this. Like, I'm looking across the gear, I'm looking at the Omicrons, and I like what I see. So you had a really good, solid plan. You had a good idea of what you were going to do, and now it's kind of been turned on its head because of these bundles, and that's a good thing. That means that you weren't just kind of aimlessly wandering along and doing something. But I would 1,000% just go and get Ray first. All right, Justin, give me 1 second here, Justin. I will get to that. So we got Axles. We got John Van Eck here. Pat J, I believe you did have something there. Yep, Pat, I see ya. Hold on. All right. So let me get... We're going to go to Wombat, because I know Wombat asked something up here. And he is... Even though he is a mod, he's also a channel member. So Wombat, I got you. I know I saw it. He asked to look at his unaligned force users. Is this going to be like a Justin thing where like I have to look at some stupid account? If that's what this is, Wombat, I'm going to get very upset. Alright, so he said look at the unaligned force users on this account. Maul. I know I'm going to get upset at something here. And there it is. Can we all just appreciate the fact that there are accounts here who have a Terran Malicos? So, I mean, Wombat, you know I'm going to go off. You know I'm gonna go off. We talk too much for you to know that I cannot hold my tongue on this. This is exactly why, like, this is why I don't buy the Conquest Pass. This is why I don't buy it. I don't have the gear for Malicos. I don't have the team for Malicos. He would just be sitting in my account like Admiral Trenches. Like, what? I can't even talk about Starkiller yet. I'm just fixated on the fact that you have a Malicos at 7-star and have no way to use him. And the thing is, and here's the thing, right? Here's the kicker. With these packs that just came out, you cannot tell me that Malicos is in your plans. You can't tell me he's in your plans. I would refuse to believe you if you said Malicos was somehow in your plans right now. Right? Like, Starkiller, I could believe, right? Starkiller, I can believe. Like, you're going to relic Starkiller before you relic Malicos. Because that's what any sane person would do. Oh, I can blame him, Arctic. I can fully blame Wombat. I can fully blame him. Yeah, like, you cannot tell me that you're not going to gear Starkiller. Like, you can't tell me that, like, yeah, like, he's not even going to gear Starkiller. Like, he can't. Because he's got this to worry about. And he's got this to worry about. Like, there's no way. He's going to do this first. He's definitely doing this first. Yeah. That, like, it's so... I'm so spot on with this take. That's exactly... I mean, I know I said, like, oh, that's why you don't buy the... Like, he couldn't have known this was coming and buying the Conquest Pass. But, like, it just... Again, this is exactly why, like, just... I love to give people crap. But, like, you know, you can see why I recommend doing certain things. Yeah, but so his Palpatine isn't relicked. So Palpatine, a single, like, whirlwind is just going to annihilate Palpatine and it doesn't matter. You need a relic Palpatine to be able to beat any kind of Rey team with Starkiller. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Wombat, right? I see why you said that. Like, I get it. I mean, it just, this hurts my eyes to look at. It's not that Starkiller, CT, I hear ya, right? But, like, even in, like, Conquest, Starkiller serves so many purposes. But it's the fact that what he does in GAC is so pivotal. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Wombat. Like, you can't afford... Like, the thing is, you can't afford to not go get Rey and Kylo with your GP and having Lord Vader. So I get it, right? Like, I completely get it. Yeah, jeez. I mean, this is exactly what's... I feel like a lot of accounts, a lot of you guys are going to be in a similar boat like this, where you're going to have these things, you're going to be like, I can't do anything with it because I need Rey and Kylo. So, yeah, I mean... Yeah, Starkiller's not washed, guys. Starkiller's not washed. Starkiller is, like, in. Oh, man, yeah, Wombat. Trying to give me a heart attack. Gonna need those frickin' defibrillators again. Alright, so I believe we've got Pat J next. Again, guys, right now, I'm just having to move through super chats at the moment. Yeah, I mean, again, they were very smart with releasing the Rey and Kylo packs the way that they did, that they didn't sell Kylo ships because too many of them overlap with Executor, and you cannot do that, right? It would ruin so many people. Alright, so Pat J here. Pat, what was the, I feel like you had something somewhere. I gotta go find it. Pat, what's the, you got a game plan here? We've got those two. I mean, not really. I don't think he's that great with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So, First Order. So you do, so here, so are you getting, so Pat J, are you farming Supreme Leader Kylo Ren tickets now? Just got Kylo, finishing Rey and Starkiller. So you can, yeah, so you're doing the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren event as we speak. And then for Rey, you need BB-8 to Relic 7. So here's what I would do. Pat, I would hold off doing anything more with BB-8 and save all of those Relic materials for, I would save those for, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Like, I would hold off doing any more Relic levels on your Resistance until you get Kylo to Relic 7. Simply because you're not going to want to get Kylo and then have to keep him at Relic 3 while you've got a BB-8 at Relic 7. Like, that would just infuriate you. So I would hold off on doing anything more with your Resistance until you get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So that would be step 1, right? Go get your Kylo. Step 2, go get Rey. You at least have, you seem to have a decent bit of Zetas on some of these characters, which isn't like the worst thing in the world. That's, pretty good. I would just make sure you have enough for the actual Galactic Legend themselves. So you get those two, right? That'll bring you up to 4 GLs in a very short window. And you're finishing Starkiller 2. Jeez. Okay. So those are... So she's done. Talon's done. Dash is almost ready. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you right now, save all of your Relic levels for Kylo. Like... I'd save him for Kylo. You could then maybe do Starkiller and then go all into Rey. But you, Kenobi, like JMK? No. You're too far away from JMK for that to make sense. Noted Jedi Knight Cal. I mean, Leia's never going to be a bad option. Inquisitors aren't horrible either. And Profundity and Inquisitors kind of intrigue me for you. The reason the reason I'm hesitant to recommend Leia is because you still have a few months of farming your... Like, you still have a few months of farming Rey, of farming Kylo, farming Starkiller, before you could really put any solid amount of resources into farming Rey, or into farming Leia, sorry. I'm getting all... Oof. A good stopping point for Starkiller is Relic 5. That's where I took mine. I think Relic 5 is a great place to stop. Some people say more, some people say less. But the big thing I would say is I think you're too far from Leia that by the time you'd be able to conceivably get Leia, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, Pat, that's what I would do. You need to focus on Rey and Kylo right now. Those are going to be the big things. And then after that, that's kind of where can't necessarily go wrong. All right, so now we got Vince Gagnon here. I'm feeling a bit lost right now. I bought Lightspeed, so Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Rey, and Jedi Knight Cal are next. Maybe Leia or Lord Vader. Gretzky shot first. So you got your Lightspeed bundles. So you can start Kylo now, Vince. So are you farming Kylo tickets now? So yeah, if you farm... if you're farming Kylo tickets now... Then you said Rey. Okay. So I would put Zori on your farming list when you can. Get Zori there. Now, it's interesting that you have Jedi Knight Luke. So... yeah. After Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, right, you've got the characters to take advantage of Jedi Knight Cal. But it's after Rey and Kylo where things are going to get interesting for you. Because it looks like you were thinking about Leia. So the reason it's interesting you have Jedi Knight Luke is because you don't have any of the other indicators of, like, Chewbacca's Relic 5. Like, your CLS team is all Relic 5, which means they're just there to take advantage of Datacrons. But you don't have any of the other indications that you were trying to go for, like, Jedi Master Luke. And You don't have any of your Hutt cartel. Now, I'm not saying that Jedi Knight Luke isn't worth building because he's amazing, but most players don't just build Jedi Knight Luke for kicks and giggles, right? That they're building him up along with their Galactic Legend Jedi Master Luke or Jabba. That's why it's interesting to me. I would argue, I mean, at your GP, you could argue Leia, you could argue JML after you get Rey, Kylo, and Jedi Knight Cal. I think kind of doing those things makes a lot of sense. The other thing I would just always keep in your mind is how important Inquisitors are. So you built Jedi Knight Luke for the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren counter. Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? I get it. I'm just playing the side that most players aren't going about and doing Jedi Knight Luke for fun. I know what it's called, Wombat. I try to keep it PG here so I can go off in the Discord at you for having a level 1 Gear 1 Star Killer in Malicos. Don't think I didn't keep the receipts, as Coach Prime would say. But yeah, man, I mean, I think with an account like this, Vince, you've got to finish off. Oh, excuse me, guys. You've got to finish off these two. Like, you've got to finish off the, you know, Rey and Kylo kind of thing. You get your Jedi Knight Cal, but I would heavily consider Jedi Master Luke after that. I'm a big Jedi Knight Luke, or Jedi Master Luke fan. Big fan of Jedi Master Luke. And, again, you've got the Jedi to take advantage of everybody there. So I'm excited for you to see what you can do in GAC with that. What do I think of your mods? Let's see. Don't mind Commander Thanos. So, I wouldn't put a speed set on General Skywalker. I don't think he's getting enough benefit from the speed set. Also, you have too much. I would argue you have too much health on him. If he got into that Relic 7, Relic 8 range, his health pool is going to be way too high. And they're going to be able to chip through that protection that much more quickly if they're using Commander Luke Skywalker and Expose. So I'd move those health sets off of him and stick with just protection everywhere. And I would change, the speed set for an offense set. Let's see who else we got in here. All right, I don't hate it. You got a little bit of tenacity on here. Not as much as adding a set, but it's good. It works. Got Maul. Okay, that's fine. He could be a little bit faster, but to each their own. How fast is Mara Jade? So she's 348. I would slice this purple mod up. I would 100% slice that purple mod up. Yeah. I mean, I don't... It's not like you've got horrible mods. They're... Oh my gosh. I apologize for yawning so much. Yeah, they're not bad. I'm not going to say that they're, like, perfectly fantastic. But they're good, right? I think they're good. Yeah. What does Chewbacca look like? Offense. I would maybe go for a bit of more tenacity on him. Even though he's assisting a lot, you want to keep tenacity on him. Keeping tenacity on him is important. But well done. Well done overall. I think, again, you got a busy couple of months ahead of you, but we'll get it done, right? So Axel, with the, I'm not sure what currency that is, but for the 59 NOK, thanks for the review. Could you give me a mod review, like who to focus more or less on and maybe best GAC teams? Let's go back to the ally code, my friend. I got you, Vince. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for being patient. Ah, Norwegian. Okay. I wondered if it was, but I wasn't going to make that assumption. Okay. So, let's start speed-wise. Let's go to Jabba here. 532. That's very respectable for Jabba. Health. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad for Jabba. Those are good Jabba mods, right? They work. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Speed. Good offense. Secondary. Oh, thank you, Vince. Thank you. Got critical damage there. Would like to see offense percent here, but I get it. Offense percent, nice. Would like to see offense percent there. That's pretty decent. Yeah, not bad overall. Right? Could use a bit more offense here and there, but overall, Axel sees pretty good. Let's just check Piet's speed just to see. Piet, 333, okay. Mara Jade, 325, okay. And then let's go down here to Resistance Hero Finn. Let's see what speed he's at. 305. All right, so we're trending down, but again, that's the right way to do it. So mod-wise, what I would start worrying about is the Galactic Legends that you're going to be unlocking. Instead of trying to worry about a specific character per se, I would worry about mods that you can use on the coming characters that you're going to be gearing. So if you're going to be going for Galactic Legends Rey, I would be working on mods that you can use for her. If you're going to be working on characters like Resistance Hero Finn and Zori, look for mods that you can use on them. It's not really, I'd say with modding, what gets harder and harder is as you have to dig deeper into that bag of, how many mods do you have? Do you really have a perfect set for Commander Luke Skywalker, or do you have to make do with what you have? So what I would say is that I would focus your modding to the key characters for the Galactic Legends and their teams as a first priority. Instead of trying to say, like, oh, slice all Commander Luke's mods, like, he's at least got mods that make sense for him. You don't want Rey sticking around with, potency mods. We need some different things on her. So that's kind of where I would, let's it's kind of where I would be focusing my time and attention in terms of just like your modding, is that I would be thinking about the future, right? You need to be thinking about that future and not necessarily thinking about like someone that I could be relicking today. So then in terms of GAC teams that are like solidly good for you, you know, your Jabba is always fine. Jabba's always good. Remember, you've got these resistance teams. Now, while they might not all be geared, they're still, like, solid teams. They have good mechanics that, if not dealt with properly, they get you holds. Like, my resistance team got me holds. Both my Zori team and I had another team. They both got me holds this round. So, I definitely think that, you know, using some mixed bag here. Obviously, you have the first order already, so that's not as big of an issue. But definitely that resistance, I think you could make a solid defensive team or two, depending on what you're trying to put up there. Yeah, so when you're thinking ahead, just think a character at a time. Don't think that I need to mod 50 characters. Think I need to mod one. And by working on modding that one, you inevitably help everybody in your roster, as I always talk about in the trickle-down modding approach, where as you get really good mods that get replaced on somebody like Jabba the Hutt, they move to Piet or to Kylo Unmaster, whoever, and they keep moving down the train that, hey, this mod eventually is garbage. I don't need this mod anymore. I can discard it because everybody's got a better mod than that. But anyway, here, guys, I think I need to call it a night. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody's reviews. I'm really dragging here. Unfortunately, guys, you know, if you didn't get a review tonight, I do apologize. I don't get to all the free ones. The way that, you know, the free ones, it's a first come, first serve. It's why I'm so big on making sure that you type in the digits. You know, it's just the way we do reviews around here that, you know, that I try to make sure that those who are, you know, the channel members and, you know, super chats are getting the attention, because that's just the way it works, you know. Probably do, I don't know if I'll stream again tomorrow night. If I do, I definitely won't do a lot in GAC. I don't know what I'll do in GAC. It's not going to be pretty against the guy. 13 million, it's not going to happen. Yeah, dude, yeah, Arctic, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. I notice I could be nodding off here soon, and I'm like, I just don't want to end up, like, passing out on stream. I went ahead and pinned our the Discord server up top. You know, just to answer the final question, I think Axel had, like, dash on defense. Your smugglers. Any of those smugglers really work well. Like, you've got Vet Smug, Chewie, Han. You could do, like, Dash, L3, Young Lando, Vet, and the veteran smugglers, and they do fine. You know, you guys are all fantastic. Every single one of you. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you like the stream. Hopefully you know, are continuing to appreciate the content. Again, I do apologize if I didn't get to your roster. Just, you know, again, that's the nature of the first come, first serve. Really just depends on how many super chats we end up getting. It was a really great night tonight. You guys were far too generous. I'm always, you know, humbled and hope that the advice I give helps everybody. You are all top G's, as a great man would say. Gosh, now it's time to log off before I get canceled for that. No, I love all you guys. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.